partners to introduce our next company.
Teachers are facing a unique set of challenges due to today's accelerating rate of change inside and outside the classroom. How do instructors keep up with their students' changing interests? Where do they find relevant content to get everybody in the classroom engaged? Teachers need to have a place to discover new ideas, collaborate, and learn from each other. This is what Curio's mission is all about: building a curated environment where teachers can find and share examples of excellence. There are so many talented educators out there who teach like rebels and create amazing content and lessons every day. Curio's founder, Ashley Lamb-Sinclair, who was the 2016 Kentucky Teacher of the Year, is one of them. And now, with Curio, you can discover and learn from all of these rebels. When we were reviewing applications for the Accelerator program, we were amazed by the maturity and simplicity of the user interface in Curio's platform. So in a moment, you'll have the opportunity to see why, and to see why we think this separates Curio Learning from the pack.
Hi, I am Ashley Lamb-Sinclair, the founder and CEO of Curio Learning, and as Eric mentioned, I was the 2016 Kentucky Teacher of the Year and a 14-year teaching veteran. This is Ulysses. Ulysses was a student from my very first year of teaching, and he was incredibly disengaged in my English class because all he wanted to do was draw graffiti. So frustrated with trying to reach him, finally, I went home and Googled like a maniac into the night, looking up Banksy and social justice movements and everything else around the world that I could figure out to try to help this student. And then the next day, I went into the classroom, I handed him his own personalized assignment to create a graffiti wall in response to the text as opposed to the written assignment I had planned. And I will never forget how he looked at me, smiled, and showed me that graffiti wall with such pride, and then continued to engage in my class from that point forward. Around the country, every day, all the time, silently, there are teachers with this power of influence who are making decisions like that authentically improves the lives of students. But right now, it's too complicated for those teachers to find the resources that they need, to put them in a place where they can organize them, and to collaborate with other teachers around those ideas, to expand that kind of work. Put it this way. There are 20 million more educators than there are developers. And yet, GitHub has 21 million monthly active users. Dribbble has 2.5 million pieces of content. But when you think about the influence of teachers, why do they not have an authentic collaboration space like developers and designers? That's where Curio comes in. And when you put numbers on it, it's even more dire. Right now, $18,000 per teacher per year is spent on professional development nationally. And yet only 3 in 10 teachers actually improved as a result of this professional development. And when you think about the fact that almost 50% of new teachers drop out in the first 2 years, creating a $2 billion cost to districts, it's something that we absolutely cannot ignore. And that's where Curio will come in as an authentic collaboration space to help these teachers be creative. We have a brand motto of Teach Like a Rebel, and it's not just a tagline. It's a way of life. It's a philosophy that is resonating with our teachers because they are making decisions that are a little rebellious every day, like I did with Ulysses. And what if, when I taught Ulysses, I had been able, instead of Googling into the night, to quickly find resources relevant that other teachers were also using? And I could find those other teachers and follow them and continue to work with them. And then my ideas would be displayed and curated and evident for everybody else who wanted to look up graffiti too, who had a Ulysses in their classroom as well, so that they can lift the veil and see, how do I compile resources together? How do I design a lesson? And then collaborate with me around those ideas. And think about this. What if administrators around the country had clear access and data to that kind of work, to the invisible work of teachers around this country every day? And right now, with our traction, with our beta users, we get messages from them every day. They see our beautiful interface. They know that it was designed by a teacher. They feel it when they go into the platform, and they tell us all the time. So we're a freemium model. We want to drive up our free user base because we know that we want teachers to evangelize for us. And then we're going to have a paid subscription model that is small but doable for them, and an enterprise model so that schools and districts can have access to that beautiful dashboard so that they can get real insight into the powerful teachers in their schools and districts. And right now, there are lots of people trying to do this, and we get asked all the time, how are you different? We're different because we are built by a teacher, for teachers. We understand this market better than anyone else, and we have the cool brand factor that others just cannot do. Our leadership team is diverse, and one of the things that we're most proud of is it is half teachers. And we have the most exciting thing, we have a rebel squad of teachers across the country who are influencers and who are doing our marketing for us and building in content curation. As well as we have mentors, advisors, and funders who are supporting our work. Most recently, right before Thanksgiving, we were the grand prize winners at the Uber Girl Boss Pitch competition. We are young, but we're growing and we're excited about our traction. Every day we get new users and they're active and they're excited about what we're doing. The heart of what Curio does is trust teachers. We know their influence and we want to empower them. So what's next for us? User growth, user engagement, building on exciting new partners like most recently the Teacher of the Year program, who are going to be onboarding their 2019 class next week, seeking funding and on a path to revenue. Thanks. Come see me.